Hello everyone, welcome back to Fundrise Finance. In today's video, I want to discuss my Acorns portfolio, which was my first investing platform. Why am I moving this portfolio out of Acorns and consolidating it into my overall Fidelity account? As you see, this portfolio's current value is $7,852. When I go into detail, you can see this portfolio I started way back in, I believe, December first week of 2017. That's over 6 years ago. And I started with just initial $25 investment that went in every week. It was slow and steady grower through its initial couple of years. When we saw the major COVID crash, you see the portfolio went from 1250 bucks down to let's say 870, like lost about a third of its value. But I did nothing, just kept on investing into those. And it reached that value back by June or July of that year, and then kept on growing all the way until end of 2021. And 2022 is where we saw the turbulence in the markets. The bear markets decided to come back. So from almost $4,000, it went pretty much nowhere. We see it dipping below 3,500 bucks, and then just it went pretty much sideways along with the regular $25 investment each week and the roundups. And then finally, when the markets bottomed out towards September or October of 2022, that's when we saw the rise again. And here you see the portfolio value go up again, all the way through 6,000 up. And then we saw another turbulence from August to October of last year, when you see here it reached like 6,230 bucks, and then it slipped down all by end of October below 6,000. And then from then we saw a huge run up in the markets when like 15% plus gains. And yeah, the portfolio is currently over 7,800 bucks. So yeah, it has seen the steady markets initially, then the COVID crash, then the rise again, and then the bear markets of 2022, then the sideways markets and the crash of last year. I would say not a crash, a correction, and then again the amazing rise in the markets. So yeah, my Icons portfolio has seen a lot in the last 6 years. It's a simple four fund portfolio: large cap VOO, medium IJH, small cap IJR, the international IXUS. I've discussed this multiple times in my past videos that it's a simple set and forget portfolio where like 55% is into your S&P 500, 10% into the mid cap stocks, 5% into small cap, and 30% into IXUS. You can see I'm just talking positive about this portfolio, then why am I moving out of it? So the primary reason for that is that I just wanted to consolidate all my investing accounts into one place, and Fidelity is what I have as the major brokerage, and I really like the platform, and that's the primary driving force behind bringing all my investing accounts into one place. Another thing was Fidelity finally starting its own recurring investment option. Earlier it was limited to mutual funds, but then it extended that feature to stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, which is what I actually wanted. The primary reason I used Acorns was that it invested my weekly amount into the four ETF portfolio I had there, which for over 6 years really helped me. But Acorns charges $3 per month. Yes, in my case, my investing in Acorns started way back when it was just $1 a month. So that's like $12 a year. But if I can get the same feature, same facility without paying any extra fee, why not? Yes, one thing that Econs used to do was the roundup feature, which rounded off all your fractional purchases. And as in when it hit a $5 mark, invest that into your portfolio. That's one thing which Fidelity misses out. But in my case, the roundups used to go anywhere between 10 to 15 bucks in a given month. I can as well add it to my $25 a week. That's like 100 a month. So I can easily do $120 a month investment and get that covered off. So not losing that much. And not only that, I can define my own percentages of how much I want to invest into what ETF. So see here, I can go to the affiliate, set up a recurring investment with the same four fund ETFs like VOO, IJH, IJR, IXUS. So in the econ setup, if I were to invest $25 every week, 55% of that would go into VOO. So that's $13.25. So that's $13.75. Then 10% to IGH, that's 2.5. Then 5% to IJR, that's $1.25. And the remaining 30% into IXUS, that's $7.50. So overall, $25 invested. I never had a control over what was going into what ETF, but here, because I am creating this recurring investment myself, I can decide how much I want. Yes, I can say not interested that much into IXUS, which has 30% allocation to international. I'm rather comfortable at 20%. I can reduce this to $5 and use that towards maybe I want to increase my IJR allocation to $2.50 and VOO maybe $15. That's like 60% of my investment rather 55. So yeah, I can play around with these percentages myself. Yeah, so you see, this gives me a lot of flexibility, which I really like. Or I can completely choose a different ETF that I want to go with. Say instead of IJA, I want to choose something else in the mid cap space. Instead of IJR, I may want to choose a small cap value. A lot of flexibility that you can put forth. So yeah, those were the primary driving factors towards me moving the econs portfolio into Fidelity. I started this movement with my stash portfolio 2 years ago, which I moved into Fidelity. And last year I moved my M1 Finance portfolio into Fidelity. So to start the transfer, once you log into your Fidelity account, go to the accounts and trade tab, and from there click on transfers, and that's where you come to this transfers page. Just scroll down, and here's where you will find transfer an account to Fidelity. Here, click on start a transfer, and here we type in Acorns. It comes up as Acorn Securities. Scroll down, click on next. Now here we enter the information for Acorns. Firm type is brokerage, and the address and other details. You can get it from your account statement. So we get this all the details from the account statement. Here we enter the account number. This you can get from your account statement. In the next step, it'll ask whether you want to transfer the Acorns account into a complete new account or an existing one. In my case, I wanted it to consolidate into my existing one, so select that accordingly. The next page, it'll ask whether it's a full account transfer. In my case, it's yes. And in this step, it'll ask for the latest statement, which you can download from the accounts and upload it here. In fact, I forgot to take a screen grab of end of the transfer initiation process. But what you get is basically a confirmation of all the details that you entered so far. And after that, you will get an estimate of when the transfer would complete. In my case, it was showing as April 10th. So basically like 1 month from the date of initiation, like you see here. I initiated on March 10th, and it gave me like a tentative completion of April 10th. So what we see here is basically the first email that you get from Econs. This one I got is 8 days from when I started the request. So March 11th is when I started, and this is on March 19th. So all that this email says is that they have received your request, confirming that you're asking to move from Econs into Fidelity, and that they'll be charging $35 per ETF. So the plan that I had in Econs was a 4 ETF portfolio. So total would be $140 as the transfer charges. Now this is an important part that you have to respond back to this email saying what you would like to do, whether you would like to proceed with the transfer with the total fee of $140. And the second one is basically if you hold their BITO ETF, that's the Bitcoin futures ETF, then the place that you're transferring into can actually hold the shares. This doesn't apply to me. So in this case, basically I have to respond back saying that I'm okay with the $140 fee. Please proceed with the transfer. So after you respond to the email, which I did on the same day, that's March 19th. So 3 days from then, like March 22nd, is when you'll see the deposits into your target account. That's Fidelity in this case. So all four of them happening on March 22nd. So the request that I made on March 11th took just over 10 days for the assets to get transferred. Now, in this case, only the assets get transferred. The cost basis information will take some more time to come through. And so with that transfer of over $7,000, the portfolio value on March 21st rises from $99,000 to over 106,000. After that, when you look into your accounts account, you will see in the activity page the transferred holdings close to $6,200 and the transfer fee of 140. And we also see a trade confirmation. First, I thought it will be like $35 per ETF, like whatever equate to how much ever they have to sell it out or whatever. But it was not equally 35 bucks across all the ETFs. You see here, the total is 140, but it's not like 35 bucks throughout. They sold almost 44 bucks of VOO, almost 6 bucks of IXUS, then almost 61 bucks of IJR, and like close to 30 bucks of the IJH. Yeah, you don't have control over which ones to sell or not. It's purely up to Acorn's discretion. So this was the state of my Acorns portfolio at the time of transfer. I had just over 9 shares in VOO, then over 13.5 shares in IJH, 3.5 shares of IJR, then like just over 35 shares in IXUS. So whenever we do account transfer, it is always that a whole share gets transferred. So in this case, if it's 9.12 of VOO, they'll only transfer 9 and the remaining shares will be liquidated. Likewise, in IJH, 13 shares will be transferred and 0.58 would be liquidated. Same way, 0.57 of IJR or zero point 0.18 of IXUS. Now, in my case, luckily, after the whole shares are transferred, whatever was remaining, the value of it as of the date of transfer, that's like 22nd or something, was 140 bucks. Surprisingly, it was like, thankfully, it was on dot. So that is what got charged to me. I believe they feel that your fractional shares are not worth 140 bucks. They'll actually set a charge to Fidelity and say that, hey, this is what was pending and this is what we charged, and that will be deducted from Fidelity somehow. But luckily, in my case, whatever were the fractional shares left satisfied the $140 payment. You can actually connect with the Fidelity team. You can go to the contact us page, come down, and here you can send a secure message. Come down here in the subject, type refund requested, send an email to account services, select the relevant account, and attach the file from accounts that shows that 140 bucks was charged. Drop in a message saying, hey, I did transfer this account. May I request for a refund of these charges? They'll review it. I believe if your portfolio value is high enough, not exactly sure how much, but I haven't had any issues with the Fidelity paying back me the transfer fee. Now, I did transfer Stash in the past. I got reimbursed. I transferred M1 Finance. I got reimbursed. I did apply for the Acorns fee reimbursement and hope to get that also reimbursed. Let's see what respond to my request. Now, I did get my Fidelity transfer charges reimbursed a few days after I emailed the Fidelity support team. Really happy to see that. I really like Fidelity's customer team over there. They've been very prompt in responding to all my requests. And so, with that, the only thing pending is basically the cost basis information to move over from Fidelity, which I believe should happen in a week or so. Don't mind when that happens. The actual accounts are already transferred. That's what matters. I'm pretty happy with where my consolidated portfolio stands right now. I need not look at multiple places to see what's happening, where, what, and when. It's like one-stop shop in Fidelity, which I can manage much more effectively. So yeah, that's all I had in this video for you all. Hope you all found it valuable in knowing how to move out of accounts into Fidelity and the reasons that I had mentioned what prompted me to do that. Hope it made sense. And if you really found it valuable, I would really appreciate if you would hit the like and subscribe buttons, which will help YouTube suggest this video to many more people out there, and that would help this young channel. Until we do the next video, let's try to do as much as possible to be financially healthy. See ya. Bye.